Hyperspectral in-members. Due to significantly enhanced spatial and spectral resolutions of the hyperspectral imaging sensors, hyperspectral in-member extraction, EE, is found to be a significant step in hyperspectral data analysis. As described in, a hyperspectral in-member, also known as pure pixel, is an idealized, pure signature of a spectral class. The pure spectral signature signifies the complete reflectance of pixel exclusively occupied by a single surface material. In case of multispectral imagery, finding in-members within the scene is significantly difficult because of the broad spectral bands with lower spatial and spectral resolutions. Therefore the EE is not taken as an important step in multispectral data analysis and its importance has remained unnoticed. Thereafter, with the substantial improvements in hyperspectral sensors, several subtle surface material contents that cannot be explored by multispectral imaging can now be explored using the hyperspectral imagery. These material contents are usually not known previously and can be only analyzed with the higher spectral resolution data. The hyperspectral in-members are supposed to be one of these material contents. In HSI data, finding in-members is a critical task due to their population within the data is significantly low and generally beyond the human visual perception. Once the in-members are extracted precisely from the HSI image itself, they can be used as a reference data or training data to enhance the classification accuracy or efficient spectral unmixing of the hyperspectral images. These image-derived in-members are more effective as compared to the standard laboratory or field spectra, as they are not certainly recorded under the similar conditions as the satellite or airborne HSI data. There are several EE techniques and methods are available in the literature, each having its own advantages and challenges. Depending on the EE approaches, these techniques are broadly classified into two categories. First, the convex geometry-based EE. Further, it is subclassified into the orthogonal projection, OP, based in simplex volume, SV, based EE approaches. The OP-based EE approaches, makes the orthogonal projection of all data samples onto a set of selected vectors and considers the data samples producing extreme, either minimal or maximal, projections with these selected vectors as a final set of in-members. The popular OP-based EE algorithms are Pixel Purity Index, PPI, VCA and Sequential Maximum Angle Convex Cone, SMAC. The SV-based EE approaches, assumes that the simplex formed by a set of pure signatures as vertices should produce the maximum volume among all simplexes formed by the same number of signatures as vertices. The SV-based EE algorithms are Nfinder, Simplex Growing Algorithm, SGA, and Convex Cone Analysis, CCA. Second, the statistics-based EE. Further, it is subclassified into second-order statistics-based EE, higher-order statistics-based EE and swarm intelligence-based EE. The iterative error analysis, IEA, and ISCA techniques comes under the category of second-order statistics-based EE. The skewness and independent component analysis EE algorithm, ICA-EEA, comes under the category of higher-order statistics-based EE. Apart from these traditional techniques, few significant swarm intelligence, SI, based approaches are also discussed. The ant colony optimization, ACO, particle swarm optimization, PSO, and artificial bee colony, ABC, and others are the typical examples of SI-based EE algorithms. SI is the new area in artificial intelligence and deals with the natural and artificial systems composed of multiple entities that are articulated using self-organizations and decentralized control. In particular, the discipline emphasizes on the mutual behaviors that resulted from the interactions of entities with each other and their environment. SI algorithms have capability to solve the problem of combinatorial optimization. EE techniques. In the further portion, this lecture present and discuss these EE algorithms in stepwise manner along with few practical experiments. The Samson hyperspectral image is used for practical demonstrations. This image contains 156 spectral channels, having 3.13 nanometers spectral resolution, covering from 401 to 889 nanometers range of electromagnetic spectrum. Spectrally, there are three classes are available into this image, i.e., soil, tree and water. Samson hyperspectral image with ground truth, GT. A. Samson. B. GT, abundances. C. GT, in-members. The PPI algorithm is a mostly used in-member extraction algorithm due to its availability into the Envy commercial software package. Its step-by-step implementation of has never been revealed into the literature due to its propriety rights. Considering its basic idea, several in-member extraction algorithms tried to mimic the implementation of original PPI and produced the useful results. The PPI is an orthogonal projection-based in-member extraction mechanism and works through stages briefly explained below. The algorithm initiates with a randomly generate k-unit vectors, also called as skewers. Skewer equals 1k where k is a supposed to be user-defined large positive integer. In PPI count calculation, every data sample is orthogonally projected onto all the skewers. Skewer equals 1k. Further, for every data sample R, identify those skewers onto which data sample produces extreme, either the maximal or minimal, projection at their endpoints. These skewers producing extreme projections, form a set, i.e., sextremer, for that particular data sample R. Then, the PPI count of that particular data sample Res equal to the cardinality, i.e., total number of skewers within the set, of the set sextremer, that is, where vertical bar is defined as the cardinality of set A. In candidate selection, the user-defined value is set for threshold to threshold the PPI count number for all data sample vectors to select the possible data samples for end members. At the end, all the data samples having number greater than or equal to is considered as final set of end members. Enlightens the end members extracted using PPI from Samson data. In this experiment, PPI is executed with 1000 iterations and 50 as a threshold value, where it has extracted 7 signatures as a final set of end members. Out of these 7 end members, 1 represents the soil, 4 represents the trees and 2 represents the water. 1 end member signature, along with their respective spatial coordinates, for each class in the Samson image is given and along with ground truth spectras. PPI extracted end member from Samson data. Although PPI is mostly used in member extraction algorithm, but initially it was not considered as a solution for end member extraction, but it was considered as a guide for end member extraction. The PPI is very sensitive to the value of randomly generated skewers and threshold. The need of large number of randomly generated skewers leads to the higher computations complexity and yields varying outcomes, due to randomly generated skewers, during several runs even on the same hyperspectral image. Further, the undefined criteria for selecting the appropriate value of threshold put forward the need of trained user for selection the final set of end members. To deal with these challenges, there are few attempts available into the literature that try to improve the performance of PPI with some modifications at algorithm level. The attempt is made use the concept of virtual dimensionality, VD, to automatically identify the number of end members to be identified from the image and opted the algorithm-based end member initialization to produce the appropriate initial end member set, which minimizes the large number of runs required for PPI. Multidimensional PPI, MP, is presented as a fast alternative for PPI, which iteratively identifies the convex Hull indices in lower dimensional random projections. The vertex component analysis, VCA, algorithm is an unsupervised end-member extraction algorithm and works with the assumption that, in linear spectral mixing, every pixel signature is composed with the linear combinations of end-member spectra available within the scene. The VCA algorithm explores 2 facts: 1, the end members are found to be the vertices of the simplexes, and 2, the affine transformation of every simplex is 2 simplex. The VCA algorithm initiates with the assumption that, there is a presence of end members within the data and iteratively projects data sample vectors onto the direction orthogonal to the subspace covered by the hyperspectral end members which are already identified. The new end members relates to the extreme, either minimal of maximal, projections. The algorithm continues to iterate till the number of end members are exhausted. The stepwise VCA algorithm is briefed below. Suppose R be the L times 1 vector, where represents the total number of spectral channels, and μ is the spectral signature of ith end member, therefore R equals E alpha, E2. Suppose R be the L times 1 vector, where represents the total number of spectral channels, and μ is the spectral signature of ith end member, therefore, where E equals E1 E2 EP and alpha equals alpha 1 alpha 2 alpha PT is the abundance portion of every end member, and P is the total number of end members available within the image. Due to the non-negativity constraint, the n-member abundance fractions satisfy the conditions given in eq. 3, and 4.